A lot of people says we were robbed on that game versus Egypt, South Africa versus Egypt. Egypt winning with 1-0, a controversial penalty. South Africa also got a penalty. It wasn't awarded. Greetings, everybody, and welcome to Nevertheless Commentary. I'm your Sibon Logo, Sibon Sport, your favorite anchor on the net. Egypt 1, South Africa 0. I'm sorry to be late. I had some visitors on Christmas and also yesterday. I've been very, very caught up with everybody that actually paid a visit in my family. So I am sorry for being late. So the controversial game, we were beaten by the Egyptians with 1-0. There's one thing that you need to know. Egyptians and South Africa, that's a derby, African derby. Why am I saying it's an African derby? Because if you look at the South African lineup and also the Egyptian lineup, you probably see 6 to 7 players from Al Ahly, and on South African side you will see probably 8 to 9 players from Orlando Pirates and also Mamelodi Sundowns. So on club level, Al Ahly plays Sundowns, Al Ahly plays Orlando Pirates. So we've been beating Al Ahly, they know that. So coming to this game, Al Ahly knew exactly who are they going to play on that game. And so in South Africa. So it was a very tactical game. It was a masterpiece of tactics. Whoever got his tactics right was going to win that game. But in my opinion, none of the coaches won that game. In my opinion, they were on lock horns and the referee decided the game otherwise. But in terms of techniques, I think they were on par. But South Africa had a slight advantage if you look at the second half, due to the fact that Egyptians were one-man short. But I think that was a deserved red card. But as far as the penalty that was given to Mo Salah, I don't think that was a penalty. I think that was soft, and Mo Salah dived, and then they got a penalty. And then later on the second half, Mokoena hit the ball, and then it hit the hand of an Egyptian. We thought it was a penalty. It wasn't a penalty because of some stupid rules that are there, stupid rules that ruins the game. But let's come back to the game. 4-2-1-3 approaches South Africa, which can be shifted into a 4-3-3. But if you look at the personnel in the first lineup, you could see that, okay, they're trying to play 4-3, probably push a little bit to actually join in the attack. But creatively, we're always going to struggle. If you look at, we are just Tole, and also Talent Mbata. In my opinion, Talent Mbata and Tebogo Mokoena were enough as a double pivot, and then put in a creative player as a number 10 to create that diamond, and that creative player will be a link between these two double pivot and our front three. But that wasn't what Coach Hugo Broos opted for. Was I a coach? I would have opted for Mbata, Mokoena, and also probably, I know they were expecting Mbule, but I was going to start with him. I want him to slow down the game because the Egyptians were going to be very, very aggressive from the get-go. I will put Mbule there from the get-go to actually calm things down. They're trying to rush, we're giving the ball, calm things down. That's how I was going to approach the game. But let's respect the approach of Coach Hugo Broos. Umbogezana Mbogazi, Ungezana, the central pairing, and then Khuliso Mtau, Nomodiba as our fullbacks. I think they had very, very beautiful game, brilliant game, both our fullbacks. And if you look, they were inverted into our wingers. If you watch how South Africa play, they were pushed forward as our wingers, and then our center pairing will actually split a little bit and then allow Uyaya Chole to actually drop in as a central midfielder. So we're defending with 3. Mbegezana Mbogazi, Uyaya Chole, and also Ungezana, pushing our fullbacks up high to actually be our wingers. And then our wingers were tucked in. That is Umoremi, no Ozunapolis. They were tucked in and were playing around our striker, Olaili Foster, which I think in the first half we didn't have much movement as much as we wanted in the front of goal to actually create clear-cut chances or goal scoring opportunities. Damn. But we did get a chance. I think it was on target with, I think it was a brilliant solo, brilliant individual brilliance from Ulaili Foster that he struck, and then goalkeeper El Shawin saved it. I think that goalkeeper of Egypt was very, very brilliant yesterday. I think he was the reason between South Africa and Egypt. He was someone who stood before South Africa's win. I must say, on that game, they were very, very magnificent. And I think we need to give a round of applause for one goalkeeper in Africa. So far, as the competition has started, this goalkeepers has been magnificent. And some of them has actually faced penalties and saved them. Unfortunately, Williams didn't save it. Well, yesterday, they hit him on a semi-paneka. But that was a controversial penalty. I don't think it should have been given. I don't think Egyptians should be proud that they beat us with that penalty. Anyway, we were better than them. So coming to the second half, because first half we had these three defensive midfielders. Coming to the second half, what I've seen with the wingers being tucked in, I was like, okay, we need to stretch their defense wide. We need our wingers to actually stretch them and actually play wide to actually stretch that defense so that there will be space for a creative midfielder that South Africa needed to introduce to actually find those spaces and play Ulaili Foster in those pockets to actually find a chance to actually at least score or create a decent chance to score a goal. But it wasn't to be, because coming in the second half, they were one-man short and they were always going to defend. Fine, we needed to stretch their defense anyway. Whether they defend or not, we need to stretch them wide so that we'll create those spaces in front of goal. But they drop everybody behind the ball. From the first whistle in the second half towards the end of the game, everybody was behind the ball, and they were defending with their lives, trying to defend that one goal, and they succeeded to do that. I think South Africa has played their best football, but it wasn't to be. The luck was not on our side. So we tried our best. We can't falter our boys. They tried their best, but it wasn't to be. The luck wasn't on our side. Even when we thought we've gotten a penalty, it wasn't given. Actually, there was 2 times where I thought we've got a penalty. There was a time when it was a free kick and Mboga hit it, a ground shot, and then Kulsom down, got that ball, and then they said goalkeeper didn't touch him. So I thought there was a foul, but it wasn't given. So it wasn't a foul then. And then a ball to hand, I thought it was a penalty. Everybody thought it was a penalty and it wasn't given. The arm was stretched from the body, but they say it was a balancing. These stupid rules that they always actually introduces in football actually ruins football sometimes. We blame VAR this time. Everybody say VAR has been saving them, but we blame VAR for that loss. For at least if we got a free kick instead, because the referee thought it was a free kick, but he thought it happened outside the box, but the VAR said no, it's not a penalty. Maybe if that ball was going to goal, maybe that should have been given, but for the fact that it wasn't going to the goal, maybe that's why he didn't give it. I do not know, but it was a controversial moment, and everybody's speaking about that South Africa was robbed. South Africa was robbed. Everybody's saying that. So we will meet them again in knockout stage, and we're going to beat them because they know we are better than them. We're going to beat them again when we meet on the knockout stages, and we're going to knock them out. Them and the Nigerians, we want to knock them out, both of them. Don't give us them in the last 16. Give us one of them in the quarterfinal and the other on the final, and then we meet maybe Morocco on the final. Who knows? Then we take the cup and come back to South Africa, preparing for the World Cup. But it was a beautiful encounter. I think there were players that were very, very interesting in the side of Egypt. Asho was very, very interesting. Mamouche was always going to be interesting. I think that guy is brilliant. Mamouche is brilliant. El Asho is brilliant. Mohamed Salah, everybody knows Mohamed Salah. He's been that guy for how many years? I don't know for how many years, but he knows that South Africa is always going to be that team that's going to beat them. So I think he was very, very happy that they gotten a fake penalty, and then he got to score it, because I don't remember him scoring against South Africa since his career. So kudos to him. He scored against South Africa on a fake penalty. But I think it was a beautiful encounter. We actually live to fight another day. We are facing Zimbabwe, our neighbors, as Allah's came on the group stage. We are sorry, Zimbabweans. We are sorry, Zimbabweans. We are sorry for what we're going to do to you. Because you guys tried to actually stop us from going to the World Cup. We got you, bro. We got you, bro. We got you. We got you on that day. Thank you. This is Nevertheless Commentaries. We'll see you on the next one. I'm Stephen of Stephen Sport, your favorite ank on the net. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and actually have your say in these videos. We love you. Bye.